Alex from the Suicide Notes. Hi guys, how are you?
All right, we're good.
Weather looks lovely there.
It's great. We're just sort of watching over the top of this because I'm waiting. Our umbrella's about to go flying up the garden, but it's pretty windy.
Where are you?
We're sat in my garden, which seemed like a really good idea until about 2 minutes ago.
What I actually meant was which part of the country?
Oh, right. My garden, as everyone should know, is in Oxfordshire. So southeast corner, Oxfordshire, in Whitney.
Oxfordshire. Nice.
So, yeah, southeast-ish. So, yeah, we've had really good week.
Give them the
I was talking about the band. When were you formed and how?
About this time last year.
Yeah.
So pretty recent.
Yeah, we were trying to work it out earlier. It seems like a lot longer, but it was about this time last year because it was kind of you and I had some conversations about doing stuff together, hadn't we?
Yeah.
But kind of properly formed in earnest. Yeah, about sort of May time last year, Dave and Gav. I think this was probably about the time we had our first rehearsal. So yeah, it's been a year. How did we form?
Yeah.
You messaged me, didn't you?
Yeah, I just needed to have some more outlet in a different band, really. And like, I messaged him and said, like, I have no idea if you can play guitar or not, but your profile picture shows you playing guitar.
Shows you own one.
shows you own one. And
sounds quite random, really, doesn't it? Listen, here's the description that you've got on your social media page, and I love this description. I often come across really good ones. This is one of the best. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
UK gutter trash rock and roll, bossa guitars and raw nicotine-soaked vocals, rock and roll swagger and whiskey on the rocks. The illegitimate sons of punk and sleaze conceived on a bed of red wine, cigarettes, and back alley attitude. Who wrote that?
Me. Guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sort of made sense at the time.
Well, it still makes sense. It's great. It makes sense.
But yeah, it's I could write stuff not as much as Billy, but a kind of poetic, sudden flow of kind of
it's very
narrative
poetic.
In a tragic sort of way.
yeah.
It's poetic.
Which is how we like it to be. Like all our stuff is poetic and tragic. So like, a sort of like throwback to like our teens, really.
Now you're releasing a new record tomorrow, which is the 1st of June. The Pleasures of Despair, the electric version. So you've already got Pleasures of Despair acoustic EP, which was your previous record. So what is it exactly the same tracks? And if so, why have you decided to put them both out? You know, the acoustic version and the electric version.
No, is it two of the same and two different?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's 4 tracks, yeah.
Yeah. So both records are 4 tracks. There's 2 that are the same song but different versions.
Yeah.
Right.
And 2 that are different. We had, when we started playing, we had this sort of acoustic vibe and kind of writing back and forth with acoustic guitars and kind of writing. And so doing an acoustic EP sort of made sense, and it kind of seemed to be in keeping with the kind of thing that we were doing at the time.
I was quite desperate to like do acoustic first, wasn't I?
Yeah. It
Really.
I think with what Billy was doing before with the Bullets, that was all kind of quite full on and very electric, and you know.
Yeah.
The reason I formed the band was to get away from that to start with in the first place. So like to go acoustic to start with was like definitely something I was desperate to do. Like and these guys, the rest of the band were like such a bunch of good musicians for it. Like it was perfect.
But I think we had this sort of slightly romantic idea that because we were doing acoustic stuff and we were doing it in my little studio here, we'd be able to get it done fairly quick, and it would kind of fill a bit of a gap while we were writing songs and starting to play live and stuff before we did something properly in the studio electrically.
So given that you've only been a band together for about a year, have you managed to perform much live?
We this should have been our summer of festivals.
Same with me.
Started our, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And everyone. But yeah, we started our first gig was the Hope and Anchor, one of the Rockaway Beach things in London. We did that middle of December last year, and then we did a kind of Christmas show just at a little club, Fat Lil's in Whitney, where we are. We did a couple more London shows, and then those were the sort of 4 kind of pub club gigs that we got, and then we got a load of festival things that were supposed to happen.
We didn't have any pub club gigs booked for the rest of the year. They were literally all festivals.
Yeah, so we're, a lot of those are kind of postponed, or they'll carry over to next year or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd only actually managed 4 gigs before we went into the studio to do that.
Wow, I bet you're itching to get back out there then. You must be.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Now, I've read that you are unique on stage. So, not having ever seen you live, I want to know what you do on stage that's unique.
Well, I don't really know. I think with
That's your Jack Sparrow thing, man.
my Jack Sparrow thing that I was doing before I even knew there was a Jack Sparrow thing out there.
He's a very enigmatic frontman. There's a lot of kind of throwing yourself around, and I wouldn't say dancing because it's not really
I just thought you just got to perform, and isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, I'm a very shy person off stage, so like there's massive contrast, really. Like, you know, like feel like as frontman when you haven't got anything to hide behind, like a guitar or something. You can't hide anywhere, so you've got to like give it your all, haven't you? And whether some people,
I mean, there's an interesting set of kind of personalities in the band, particularly when we play live. So I mean, Gav up behind the drums, he's probably actually around the stage more than I am. You can't keep him on the drum stool, so he's kind of all over the place.
I've only had 4 gigs, and I think he's like snogged me at 4 gigs while we were on stage. So like, you know, I'm not used to my drummers snogging me on stage, but like he is pretty played with, so it's all good.
Is this after a few drinks or not?
It is, but that's not why. I think he'd do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's just
that's just the way he is.
It's just the way Gav is.
Yeah. Okay.
Lovely man.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it. Well, interesting. Tragic.
Well, look, I hope to meet you all in person when you are on the road. Don't forget to come to Manchester when you're on tour next year, all being well. Do you have plans for a tour next year?
Yes.
Good.
Nobody's asked us in Manchester yet, so if you know anybody...
If there's anyone in Manchester that wants to put us on, then absolutely.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll try and get that sorted.
Great.
Take care, guys. Enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
This is rock and roll, burning out to my soul.